Welcome into another edition of Bama Central 3 and Out, another special edition with just the two of us. It'll be the last day probably of 2 and Out, if you want to call it that. But Tony, it's a big weekend in Tuscaloosa with the NCAA regionals. Alabama's hosting yet again. It's just kind of the norm around Tuscaloosa now. And, the Crimson Tide's kind of been on a slide the last little bit of the season, went 3-5 in their last 8 games. And so we're kind of going to be looking at who some of the key players are in this regional. And, Montana Fouts, that's obvious. She's going to be key to this team's success the whole rest of the way if they want to have a shot at getting back to OKC, at winning a national title. But outside of Montana, Tony, maybe who are some players or player that you're looking at to be key to Alabama's success this weekend?
I'm going to start with someone that deals with Montana Fouts on pretty much every play, and Shipman the catcher. Not only is she, important in framing the pitches and kind of keeping Montana level-headed in the circle, she's also one of Alabama's most important hitters. This is an Alabama team that's been slumping at the plate, and they need, their big RBI, player in Allie Shipman to kind of step up and kind of return to what she's been. She had 5 RBIs on April 4th against Georgia, and then since then she's only had 2 RBIs in the game since then. That's not cutting it for Alabama. They need Allie Shipman to be that force at the plate. She can be that force. She's a great hitter. She's a great catcher as well. But if Alabama is going to kind of return to what they were earlier this season, I think it kind of starts with her at the plate and being that real presence in the middle of that lineup. I think she's able to do it. But Alabama is definitely going to need it from her.
Yeah, and keeping it on the offensive side at the plate, one player I'm kind of looking at, which it's hard to know because Patrick Murphy has been changing the lineup so much lately, just trying to find something that'll work, anyone that can get things going. But for me, it's Dallas Goodnight. For most of the non-conference schedule, her average is up near 500, and then she's just really slumped in SEC play her first year. But she has the speed and the talent that if she can get back in this lineup and start producing consistently, she just can create all sorts of havoc for opposing defenses. A single quickly turns into a double with her because she can steal and then get to third pretty easily too. And so she's someone I'm kind of looking at this weekend. And for, on the offensive side, that first game against the 4 seed within the region, Chattanooga, that's going to be a chance for the offense to kind of get back into a groove facing a lower quality team. Obviously once you get to the NCAA tournament, any team that's there has done something to deserve being there. But Chattanooga is going to be the worst team you face the rest of the way. And so that's going to be a chance for the offense to get things going. And then in the circle alongside Montana, with all the uncertainty around Lexi Kilfoyle right now, I think Alex Salter is going to be a huge key. I would assume that she's going to start the first game of the regional, but also Patrick Murphy likes to always keep us guessing, so you never know. But I think Alex Salter is going to be, especially if Kilfoyle is not available, which the latest update from Patrick Murphy is that she's just day-to-day. And so we won't know until the days of games that I think Alex Salter is going to be huge for how far this team can go to be able to back Montana up so that she doesn't have to pitch all the high pressure innings. And so those are just some of the players. I'm sure it'll be an exciting weekend in Tuscaloosa with packed crowds at Rhodes, and we will be there for Bama Central covering it all. And that'll wrap it up for today's 3 and Out. Thanks for watching.